You are now watching ZaCLasage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! Here we are, the grand finals. We're having AzulGG, the Players Cup 3 champion, versus Ajolt, Mew VMAX versus Duraludon. Who's gonna win? Azul was already able to get through Waking Eyes in the top 4 playing Duraludon. Will Azul be able to do it again? We'll find out here. If you already saw the results from the Limitless website, or if you watch the stream live, don't ruin it for anyone else. But if you haven't watched it already, let me know who's gonna win in the comments below. Let me know, I'd love to hear it. We'll have some fun with it a little bit. The lists are in the description, so check that out, but let's jump into some of this awesome gameplay, see exactly what happened at this event. Jumping into the grand finals, we have Azul playing against Ajolt, Duraludon going up against Mew VMAX. So, Azul, there you can see the Pyukumuku in Azul's hands. Definitely some spice going on in Azul's list. I'm not sure if Pyukumuku is going to be an amazing card. Maybe it was just a funny card for the Invitational. Maybe it's the best card to be playing in Mew. We'll have to see how that all plays out. It looks like it's a card that you could always just use to draw another card. However, it might just be better to have a trainer card or an extra item card, because it might, I don't know. We'll have to see how Pyukumuku works. Now, right now, Ajolt just starting with an energy on a Duraludon. Azul does have the potential to win on the first turn, going in with everything. We could see a Meloetta, Meloetta's Echo. Just go ahead, see how that plays out, because you need a Power Tablet, Power Tablets, Fusion Strike Energy, Elesa Sparkle, Meloetta. Like, I think right now Azul does have the way to make it happen. Or at least the building blocks to make it happen. As long as there's 3 Fusion Strike Energies and 2 Power Tablets, it's a little bit stretched. We also need to see a switch, but it could be a huge attack on this Duraludon before it evolves into a Duraludon VMAX. We could also see Azul go, cool, I'm just going to chill with some early energy attachments on a Mew V. We'll have to see how that plays out. But right now, it's looking pretty good for Azul. Battle VIP Pass, when you started with Mew, it's always going to be a good time. So we can see Azul's quickly looking through their deck, making sure that everything's good going on there. Timer's popping up, so for those long searches, we do hope that Azul does realize that that timer's ticking down on the side, and that he did find everything he's looking for. So there's the Battle VIP Pass, searching for some cards that we're looking for. Triple Genesect to start everything off. This looks like it's going to be the Meloetta, just in case that's a possibility. And Azul, again, there's a lot of options to maybe make things happen. That Psychic Energy, not entirely sure if he's going to go ahead and attach it. Okay, so we are going to see the attach, which means that Meloetta is going to do 140. 140 minus 30 equals 110. So, I mean, if Azul gets 4 Power Tablets, we could really see that getting the knockout on the active, although I don't necessarily see that happening at this rate. But maybe we will. Maybe we're going to see an Elesa Sparkles come off here. Start seeing some other things happen. Mew goes down. And are we going to find a switch? I mean, at this point, I don't think Azul needs anything with that Great Ball, so we might just see a Cram-o-matic away the Great Ball. Yep, and there's a heads, so it looks like we're going to go ahead, grab a switch. It makes sense to attack at this point. However, I don't think Azul is going to be getting 4 Great Ball, or 4 Power Tablets. I mean, if you get it, you watch it here first at the late night Invitational. We do see a Power Tablets, so we're just going to see the Meloetta's Echo for a simple 110 damage, and that's going to put the Duraludon at half HP. If Ajolt's got nothing going on, Azul just wins game 1. However, we do see Adventurer's Discovery, so it's going to be a little bit of a different story, and Ajolt's going to be getting set up. We do see 2 of Azul's Pokemon with special energies, so that might be a little bit difficult to deal with. So just a quick attach, Intrepid Sword, not much going on. How is Azul going to get through this? I mean, Putting all those energies onto the Mew might be difficult. Are we going to see a retreat into, like, how are we going to see this happen? I know that Fan of Waves does absolutely nothing in this matchup. Azul can go ahead, draw a card with Pyukumuku. Is this going to be the wave? Definitely not a card that you want to be drawing in this particular matchup. Although Azul might want to thin things down with the Training Court. We could see an Escape Rope try to do some damage on the bench. That could be a huge play here for Azul, taking some early prize card lead. Maybe not. Maybe you just want to go ahead and retreat and go Max Miracle. We do see the energy, so Azul can grab it back with a Training Court, so grabbing that back before it gets replaced with something else. Energy on the Mew. So right now, Azul actually looks like they're in a pretty good setup. You could evolve that Mew V into a Mew VMAX next turn, attach another basic Psychic Energy to it, and then start copying Meloetta Echo. However, we do see that there's a Team Yell Towel just getting that freebie heal. Azul's Pokemon had no damage on it, and even if it did, it probably wouldn't matter anyways. Ooh, that's not a boss's orders. If we see a boss's orders, that would certainly be a little bit difficult. That Mew V is just going to get absolutely demolished on the bench. However, we might just see Azul knock out this active Duraludon. I think it has 190 on it if I've done my math right. So I think Azul's going to be looking for another Mew V with another energy on it. So we're probably going to see the Great Ball first. No Mew V there. Maybe Azul's going to do a little bit more soul searching. Maybe putting even the Meloetta down. That might just be the wave. Probably checking to see how many Power Tablets he's played through the game. Can he spare one to draw some more cards? I think at this point he might just want to go ahead and go Rotom Phone first. It would have been much better to get an idea at least what's going on in your deck before you decide to do anything else like that. So thinning through the deck, there's the Mew V. We're probably going to see the Mew V go down with an energy from the Training Court, probably attaching the energy after the Fusion Strike systems. But we are going to see... Is he going to go with the Fog Crystal one out of the deck? So there's not an energy in the deck. It looks like there's energies in the prize cards. So before anything else happens, Azul is just going to draw some more cards. We do see the Training Court, the energy is going to go onto the Mew, and we are going to see Max Miracle to knock out this Duraludon VMAX. So really what Azul is looking for in this matchup, one more Duraludon VMAX to go, and you're good. Azul also sniped that energy out of the discard pile, or out of the prize cards, and got really 3 really good prize cards here. And it looks like Azul might just go ahead and attach that Psychic Energy to the Mew V, try to evolve it into a Mew VMAX, and then start using Meloetta Echo over and over again, because even though the Meloetta has the Fusion Strike energy attached to it, it doesn't necessarily matter because the Mew VMAX is copying the attack and has only basic energies. So right now we do see Ajolt kind of getting built up with the Duraludon. Crushing Hammer might be a little bit annoying to deal with. Definitely taking it off the Mew V with the Fusion Strike energy. But Azul could start just going boss's orders, bringing up that Duraludon, and providing a bunch of immense pressure. Because again, we're not going to see an attack here from Ajolt. If you have 0 energy in play, you can't get it even if you have Raihan out. You can only attach an energy for turn in an energy from Raihan. So at some point, we're probably just going to see an Intrepid Sword pass. And that's exactly what we're looking for. As long as Azul doesn't go after the Zacian V, which Azul does have access to both Escape Rope and boss's orders, I think it's much more important to kind of play this out and just start going aggressive on that Duraludon. So right now, I would definitely probably go Escape Rope. I think Escape Rope might be a little bit better now while there's only 1 Pokemon benched. We're going to see a pitch of Pyukumuku is going to work out here. Drawing another card. Ooh, it ended up being the Mew VMAX. That's kind of a hot top deck from the pitch of Pyukumuku. And I mean, at this point, I think you just put the Power Tablet damage down. You're really looking for an out to another stadium if you have access to it. So we'll have to see how that necessarily works out. And boom, there's going to be some simple Max Miracle damage, 200 damage, and yeah, that Duraludon heal in 30, putting it to 170, because it has 330 damage, so we're chilling at 160. As long as Azul's able to do 160, Azul wins the game. Now Azul has to do 190 to win the game. So we'll see how that works, but basically basic Psychic Energy on the Mew VMAX on the bench does win the game for Azul. Because you could copy Techno Blast, Meloetta Echo, as long as you just don't have 2 energy. I do think that Ajolt's in an incredibly difficult spot, and I think Azul's probably in a spot to just win the game by attacking with Max Miracle 3 more times. Azul can attack for, has so many turns left in this game, it's not even funny. But right now, I think Azul does have, it's a very close option of winning game and having game on board. So we'll see exactly how Ajolt's able to do that. There's the Gmax Pulverization. This could be all it. We're either, the Elesa Sparkle is definitely a card you want to play to start your turn off, because you're not playing boss orders. You definitely just want to waste the Elesa Sparkles because it's just a dead card in your hands. That's really the best way to start things off. Looking through the deck, there's no energies left. Is there an energy in the... I think Azul could get it with a Training Court. I think that might work out a little bit. Azul just might go ahead and attach the energy to the Mew VMAX, retreat, hit for 130 with Max Miracle, and see exactly where it's going to happen. Oh, that's funny. They would have got it with the Training Court anyways. If they have another Power Tablet, they might just be going for that as well. Can they do it with the Power Tablet? They're going to be doing 170. 170 plus 170. That's not enough anyway. So I think at this point, you just want to be getting a boss's orders, training cards, cards like that, because looks like Ajolt can't really change Azul's hand with their particular build. So we might just see the Max Miracle. Okay, we're going to see the Max Miracle from this one. Azul might be like, is there a reason for me to draw cards, not draw cards? I think it's better to just draw cards, especially if your opponent doesn't play Marnie. We see the Rotom Phone. And it looks like Azul's ready to basically stack his deck with Rotom Phone, draw whatever card he wants next turn. We'll have access to his entire deck. And then it looks like this Duraludon's just going to be over for a bit. Even if Ajolt's able to find a way to get Zacian in the active, there's Escape Rope and there's Boss left on Azul's side. So I really think Azul's just going to be able to take game 1. So there's the energy on the Zacian. I think Ajolt's just looking for anything that can kind of jump back into their favor. See another Big Charm. I don't think the Big Charm's necessarily going to help too much. The Crushing Hammer Tail certainly isn't going to help there either. And we might just see Ajolt understand exactly what's going on and go into a game 3. Or game 2, I should say. Because this is only game 1. Games are going by so rapidly quick that it could really be anything here. Yeah, so Ajolt's going to concede this game, and it looks like they're going to be going second in the next game. I think it's better to go first with Mew anyways, so Azul, if anything, should probably be happy with that. So here we have it. Azul's going to be going first, game 2. So I think Azul just starts with the Meloetta and has a pretty good start to draw some cards maybe, depending if that Great Ball be hidden though. And I mean, getting a Mew, just a great start for Azul. Go ahead and grab your other Mew V. You're going to raw play down 4 Pokemon on your first turn from your hands. And then really just maybe draw into another Genesect with this, grabbing a Psychic Energy. I really don't see a reason not to grab a Psychic Energy and just slap it onto a Mew V. Maybe even putting it on Meloetta is fine. I really don't see any issues with that either. Gonna see where Azul's at. Drawing another card, but we see another Genesect. No Genesect, but Rotom Phone really could start the turn off kind of really well. So I definitely would like to see Azul play that Rotom Phone this turn. Don't see a reason to play it next turn. Just because if you draw the wrong card at the top of your deck, you just draw less with Genesect overall. There's really not too much advantage to draw a card then play Rotom Phone, in my opinion. But obviously Azul's the pilot, the player, and very successful at Pokemon, so we'll see exactly how it works out for them. And it looks like a great start from Ajolt too. They have access to their Pokemon, they have access to an energy, they have access to a Big Charm. They're really trying to slow down this what could be coming. And that's a really nice energy pull from the Intrepid Sword as well. So Azul having access to Rotom Phone and all these cool things certainly could be really cool. Don't know if I would have Rotom Phone first. I probably would have went with Elesa Sparkles first. But if we do see access to the Fusion Strike energy, it just depends on which one you're trying to do. Maybe Azul's trying to do some quick math right here. For what it's worth, that active Duraludon has access to 250 HP, minus 30, so you need to do 280. So I think he's debating between what's going to be easier to get, the Vitality Band or the Fusion Strike energy. It's actually going to be the Vitality Band is going to be much more difficult to get, so I think Azul is probably going to end up grabbing that one. It's really tough to go, but I mean, I guess if you miss the energy, you just don't get an attack off. So going with that in general could be certainly cool. I don't know if you want to play Rotom Phone again, because that's just going to see the same card. We do see that Vitality Band found its way in those top 5 cards as well. Again. So if we're playing Fusion Strike, kind of confused at what Azul's doing here. Not sure exactly where he's committing his attack to. Maybe trying to go for an escape rope play, maybe trying to go for a lot of things. Not entirely sure what's going on here. Probably counting through the deck, looking through exactly what options are available. Yeah, just really like the long search. And I mean, I highly recommend players to do this as well. If you don't understand what's in your deck, you can't necessarily make proper game plans throughout what's going in the entire sesh. So the fact that he's going like this and not playing the power tablets makes me wonder exactly what's going on. So that's going to be the end of Azul's turn. If he's not playing power tablets down, he's just going to be going Meloetta Echo for 210 minus 30, which is going to be 180 damage. So 180 on a Duraludon ain't bad, but it could get bad if there's just like switch energy, 2 energies off of Meloetta gone. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be bad here, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily seem too bad at all either for Azul. I think Azul has a lot of bounce back potential, just depending on what Azul's able to draw from this exact situation. There's an energy, we see a Team Yell Towel. That's certainly one way to get some damage off there. Are we going to see the switch into the knockout on Meloetta? Or we could even see a switch boss knockout on one of the Mews. So really not bad at all there either. So what Azul can do here is drop a Power Tabby, attach a Psychic Energy to the Mew V in the active spot, and really just like go Techno Blast knockout. Getting access to a Quick Ball to really search through everything else seems really good. I think Azul's probably just going to end up pitching that Meloetta. So first step, grab that energy out of the deck. Definitely probably going to slap that on the Mew. I think Azul's going to, again, waste one of those power tablets to knock out this Zacian. And hoping that Ajolt just has nothing in their 4-card hand. They just got 2 prize cards, so they really had 2 unknown cards before. That might not have been too great. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, so pitching away the boss's orders, there's the Genesect. I mean, you could also just go Genesect, put Meloetta down on the bench if you really wanted to. You are going to see the 1 power tablet. Azul's keeping it a little bit conservative here. Are we going to find the Mew VMAX is the big question. Because Azul does not have that full bench, so I think at this point Azul's like, okay, I need the Training Court more in my hand than at Meloetta. Right now, I think Azul's got to play down that Elesa Sparkles and try to rip it off the next card. We might see some kind of switch play, unless Azul's just going to go for the top deck for 1. And we do not see it at all this turn. Looking really difficult, to be honest. I think the Meloetta Echo just doesn't get there. So Azul with a little bit of a whiff. I think maybe fighting for it a little bit more, or changing the order that he was able to draw cards might have been a little bit better. Again, these late night events do go pretty late. It is already 2:20 in the morning. There's another energy on Duraludon, and this is really where the issue gets poor for Azul, because that Meloetta could just get knocked out at any given points, and we might just see like we could see a whole bunch of everything just like go down here, but it just seems like Azul's not able to get that huge damage output. It's just tough. It's just really tough. So will Azul be able to top deck one? Playing top deck mode here. The Vitality Band could add up over time, but I think it's just going to be a little bit difficult. We might see a boss's orders. Azul could totally go ahead and rip a knockout on that Zacian V. I don't think that necessarily helps though. Are we going to go switch into the Mew? Yeah, I definitely got to discard some of those cards. I definitely would have discarded a Genesect V before anything else. Is the Pyukumuku going to be the wave here for a Mew VMAX? Not at all. So, I mean, it does turn Quick Ball into a draw +1. It's kind of cute, but you can only use Pyukumuku once per turn, and I'm worried that it could clog your hand up multiple times. So more and more that I think about Pyukumuku, I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't necessarily think that Azul's in a great position this game. There is 43 minutes left in the round, so I do think that Azul's probably just going to hold this one out to the very end and then see how it plays out. Although I don't think there's too many turns left for Duraludon, and there's so many like just ways that Duraludon's able to heal like this. Are we going to see another switch here? Okay, so research, pitching for the switch. There's a big charm. Are we going to find the switch this turn? There's a switch. Yeah, that's going to be the knockout on the Meloetta. So now all Ajolt has to do is knock out a Mew VMAX. That's it. Ajolt has to get 2 attacks off. That Fan of Waves totally dead in this matchup. And Azul is going to be stuck to drawing a limited card. So let's see how the first Fusion Strike system works. There's a Mew VMAX. Certainly not going to be too bad. We are going to see the lack of Fusion Strike energies, but you're just going to waste the Elesa Sparkles because right now we're just going to play the drawing Pokemon card game. It's really where it's at. Cram-o-matic on the Fan of Waves, certainly not bad. I don't know if the Power Tabs works here or if it ever matters. Okay, cool. 170, certainly not bad. But I think it's just going to be 220. And then what do? Psychic Leap? And that's really where it becomes like a scary matchup, right? Like I just think that Ajolt, again, so far ahead in this matchup. There's an energy off the Mew. If you drop a Crystal Cave, it's just putting Azul behind again. So really interesting game between Duraludon and Mew. I think Duraludon's super favored in the late game, but like early game, like Mew is so quick that if Mew's able to just catch Duraludon on a slightly off start, Mew's absolutely rock and rolling. It's going to be interesting to see if Azul wants to go first or second going to game 3, if we do get at that point. At this point, you just discard the Meloetta and a Genesect. So, glad to know that Azul and I are on the same page most of the time. But it's also different to be playing the game as a commentator than playing the game as a player. When you're as a player, you're focusing on different things than I'm focusing on, and I'm kind of looking at the game from a broad perspective than looking at it as a player trying to win a championship title. So yeah, I think you got to start your turn off with Cram-o-matic. You're going to be drawing more cards with Genesect throughout the turn. Like here, you got to like I really Azul's going to concede this game. We're going to be going right into game 3. So Azul's going to be going second, and I mean, if there's a turn to ever go second with Mew, this is really the one. Starting with Mew, Genesect, Battle VIP Pass, Great Ball, Quick Ball, like this is literally a hand where you could play it down all the way down to nothing, draw through whatever you're looking for. So if Ajolt just goes Duraludon Pass, this might be Azul's opening to become a champion. And getting an extra couple cards certainly is not going to hurt at all either. So let's see what Ajolt's able to flip over here. We might see a quick one here. There's a Duraludon. Are we going to see another Pokemon on the bench? We see a Pokegear. Venture's Discovery for next turn. We see another Pokegear. really no way to like play a stadium on your first turn, and that's really why Azul's opting to go second. Those Adventurous Discovery totally could have got the deck set up, so maybe that's the wave, playing Mew, maybe just go second here. It's one of those matchups, and there's the Duraludon pass. So Azul getting the Meloetta in hand. What do we need to see to win the game? So Meloetta with a Fusion Strike Energy and 2 more Fusion Strike Energy in play is totally enough to do 210 damage. Now, 210 damage normally wouldn't get a knockout here, and it's certainly going to get a knockout with the ability of Duraludon VMAX, or the Duraludon V. So that's going to bring it to 250 HP. So you need to see a Power Tablet and a Vitality Band, or 2 Power Tablets along with 3 Fusion Strike Energies. So Azul's just checking through their deck, seeing exactly what's going on here. Are we going to see a grand attack on the first turn? I think these are some huge things that could definitely like happen, because if Azul's able to get an attack off on this first turn and then follow that up again, we could see a knockout on the second turn. So Azul's setting up for a very good turn 1, if not a very good turn 2. So we do see a lot of things go down. I'd really like to see the Cram-o-matic first before playing these cards down. I think that's the proper sequencing order, so you can learn a little bit more. I think that Great Ball is really just the card to pitch away right now. I don't know if you want to attach the energy first here either. I'd also like to see an Elesa Sparkle still. So Azul's keeping it real for next turn. Still could be really good, although Ajolt is able to get set up. And yeah, 2 Fusion Strike Energy prize will stop that play from happening. Unless, of course, you get enough Power Tablets. I think Power Tablets solve anything. But getting a couple Crushing Hammers off or there and getting one of the heads, it's going to be a little bit difficult to deal with for Azul. Just another like energy. So the first turn was kind of wasted, but at the same time, like, it doesn't look like Ajolt has too much. Looks like they're trying to play Pokegear to avoid. Oh, they do have an energy from their hand. Okay, so they must have talked like the energy at some points, but still nothing crazy going on here. Let's see how Azul's able to kind of balance this hand out. So nothing there. Are we going to see a Great Ball? Not a card that we're looking for. Looking for a Mew VMAX here. I think you go Great Ball again. There's the Mew VMAX. This is why I like Pokeball. I think the coin flip there is just fine, because it's not always going to connect anyways. That's the same thing as a Tails in my opinion. Do we go Cram-o-matic here? Cram-o-matic away the Great Ball to try to get another Psychic Energy. Is that going to be the play? So Azul using that Pyukumuku. Apparently the story is the Azul subscribers bought enough subs, so Azul added the Pyukumuku into the deck. Yeah, I thought about the Pyukumuku and I'm like, I don't know if Azul is strategically playing this Pyukumuku, but it's one of those things that always makes you think. So this Cram-o-matic's really not working for Azul here. Are we going to see the Training Court on top of the deck? Because I think Azul only plays the 2 Psychic Energies. Yeah, only the 2 Psychic Energies. None of those are the card that we're looking for, so it looks like Azul might have to go with a different strategy in mind. Fog Crystal isn't going to get it because the other Psychic Energy is in the discard pile, and you can see Azul even double checking that himself. So I think it's just going to be attaching the Fusion Strike Energy to the Fusion Strike Mew and try to keeping a fresh basic Psychic Energy one. So Azul's just going to attack there for a simple Max Miracle, because even though there's Skyscraper on that Duraludon VMAX, there is access to Max Miracle that goes through everything. So Azul's goal is to go through those 2 Duraludon VMAX and hope that Big Charm and Team Yell Towel and Crystal Cave really don't get in his way. Now, when it comes to Ajolt, Ajolt's directly trying to put those cards in Azul's way. But it all depends on what they have energy-wise. I think I think the play here is it might just be discarding Genesect. But Genesect Meloetta is also fine as long as Azul has access to another Meloetta. Those Averys certainly can be annoying to deal with. I don't know exactly if I'm a huge fan of Avery, but it certainly can be annoying to deal with in general. And we do see some healing to bring that Duraludon to only 80 damage on it, only down to 30 damage on it. That basically nullifies Azul's attack. We could also see a Crystal Cave to fully heal the 130 damage. So how is Ajolt going to follow this up? Like, they healed, but they're also not getting an attack off this turn. Okay, they're just going to go ahead and do some switcheroo kind of stuff, draw some more cards. Azul might be able to go boss's orders and do some other things like that. So does he go ahead and put the Meloetta down? Like Meloetta Genesect? I guess that's fine. Wasting the Elesa Sparkle. Fusion Strike system, certainly fine. We do see Pyukumuku drawing another card for Azul. Those Power Tablets certainly looking cool, but not necessarily against this Turbo Zacian in the front. Azul can totally go for the 4th Power Tablet. Drop them all on a Zacian if he does want to have that kind of clout play. But right now, not necessarily looking like it's going to happen. Drawing another card, this is going to go ahead and pitch the Mew VMAX away. And grabbing nothing out of the deck. Already used Pitch a Pyukumuku ability. You can only use that once per turn. I think he's double checking to see if he used the ability already this turn. I think it's getting a little bit hazy, especially when you're playing Pokemon at almost 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think we're going to drop a Power Tablet here and get an attack off with Technoblast. So that's going to be Azul drawing the first 2 prize cards of this game. These prize cards don't necessarily matter too much. But it does get Azul maybe some of those Fusion Strike energy to power up for a larger Melodious Echo later in the game. So there's one of the Fusion Strike. Azul now has a 25% chance to draw the other Fusion Strike out of the prize cards. So we'll have to see how that works out. So no damage on the Duraludon. That first Max Miracle did nothing from the power of Team Yell Towel. Very underutilized card. And Crystal Cave. We're going to see how the Crushing Hammer, no, crushing Azul's dreams by taking that Psychic Energy away off the bench. So now we're to the point where Ajolt basically uses G-Max Pulverization 4 times. That was turn 1. So Ajolt looks like they win the game in 3 more turns. Can Azul slow them down a little bit? I'm not sure. And Azul even playing Crystal Cave in his deck. It's good against Jolteon, but really not good against the Duraludon deck. So that was another Training Court here. Azul will be chilling, attach another energy. But I really don't see how it's like going great here for Azul. I think Duraludon got everything out there and really just vibing. Elesa Sparkle going to waste it again because the other one's hiding away in the prize card. Certainly game 3 of the grand finals of the late night season 2 invitational. That's a mouthful. It's not when you want to see your Fusion Strike energies prized. You never want to see them prized, but definitely not now. So there's an energy, and I mean, Azul maybe just goes Max Miracle and tries to Max Miracle through everything. 220. I mean, even if you hit with the, like, that's just going to be minus 30, so 190, it has 360, so I think it's 170 away if I'm doing my math right. I don't know if Azul's going to be able to hit for 170. There's no Power Tablets left on Azul's side. It looks like Azul's pretty stuck at this point. So it looks like Duraludon's going to kind of power through here, and again, bringing it closer to 1 turn closer to victory. So every single time that Azul misses, takes a turn away, but Ajolt's not necessarily getting it there. There's a heads. So it looks like Azul's not going to really be able to attack for the rest of the game as far as I'm concerned, because Ajolt's going to really keep them in check. Now, if Azul's able to use Training Court, they could kind of mount a comeback, but that Mew's not really going to be able to get those knockouts at this point. So we're going to see if Azul's able to find that Training Court to kind of get those energies out of the discard pile. Although I wouldn't be surprised with 13 cards left in the deck if we just saw Concession. Azul's looking for ways to have it. And even if Azul kind of uses this boss's orders defensively to bring up a Duraludon to try to buy a few more turns, are we going to see access to that Duraludon just healing for the rest of the game on the bench? Kinda. So we got to see this one Mew VMAX with no energies attached to it. Use Training Court to get back 2 energies. As long as Ajolt has a Crystal Cave, they just win the game. And every single turn that Azul misses, Ajolt just heals 30 damage and just chills. So, no Training Court there. Azul's just got to chill, send something else up, and pass. So Azul's defensively setting up this Mew V to try and buy time. But right now it's not necessarily looking great because like Azul's just getting attacks further and further and further away from making this happen. So I really don't see how Ajolt's going to lose this game. I think it's just going to continuously be like Azul's either going to deck out, run out of options, not ever being able to attack. Because Azul just has 1 Training Court left, and Azul is going to concede the game, and we have Ajolt winning the whole Grand Finals. And that's what we have going on with this event today. Hopefully you enjoyed watching everything. We had a great Season 2 at the late night events, and I can't wait to see exactly what's happening with Season 3. So stay tuned for all of that. Got so much more, including the top 16 best decks from this event going up on the thing. So we'll see exactly. I cover everything about these events. So stay tuned on the channel if you haven't already subscribed. Toss that subscribe button, give the like, and I'll catch up with all y'all real soon. Peace out and have a great day. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video and have yourself a great day. Thanks.